What's up? It's your girl Nurse Shawnee, and I'm back with a new video. Oh, I decided to film come and work with me on my last day of my contract because I am finally done. It's our last night here, guys, and I thought that I would bring you with me on my very last shift here. I don't think we're gonna hit too much excitement, but let's go see. So, getting ready to go get me some water. I forgot my water cup, so I'm gonna go buy some bottled water. And ordinarily I'll be getting a coffee, but I had my coffee on the way to work, so my glasses keep fogging up. What's the trick to make them not fog up? People say double loop them or put alcohol swabs on your glasses. I don't know if that really works, but anyway, let's go get water. Got my water. So tonight we have 3 couples. More than likely I'll get an admission at some point. All right, so now we got our water. I decided to voice over this part, so I'm just getting my computer screen set up. As you guys have seen me do before, I always get organized before I start seeing patients. I want to look at the MAR, the medication administration record, to see what medications are due. For the most part, the medications are the same. Most of the patients here get Motrin scheduled every 6 hours on a 6/12 schedule. So I'm just checking my charts, and tonight I have 1 C-section room and 2 vaginal deliveries, and labor and delivery is pretty popping, so I'm sure I'm going to get an admission at some point. So it's going to take me up to 4 rooms, which is fine. I only have 1 patient who may be going home tomorrow, so I'll do some blood work on babies tonight, and that's going to be as exciting as it gets for me. So I'll take you guys along and talk to you about some of the routines here at this hospital, because I don't think I ever broke it down before. So let's go. So every night there are different tasks that we have to do for babies, and I'll try to give a quick rundown of what we do. We do weights every night for every baby. The first night after delivery, we do a TC Billy, or transcutaneous bilirubin test. And that is basically we are doing a skin test. So once you activate this monitor, you tap it 5 times on the baby's chest, and it's going to give you a number, which would indicate the level of bilirubin that is circulating in the baby's body. If this number is elevated, we send off blood work to the lab. So that's night 1. They get a weight and a transcutaneous bilirubin test. And we're doing this because newborns have bilirubin circulating in their bloodstream, and sometimes if they have too much, they're not able to excrete it because their livers are too immature. It can cause a whole bunch of different issues for the baby. So look that up for yourself if you're not familiar with what elevated jaundice levels in newborns are. Then day 2 after delivery, or night 2 rather, we do a weight, we do a blood test for jaundice, and we do a metabolic screening. So most states have mandated testing that they require, or each state has different guidelines or what they look for. The metabolic screen is done here in the hospital, and the results are sent to the pediatrician that the parent chooses for their baby. So that's all the testing and stuff that we do for babies. We do vital signs on them at the beginning of the shift, and every 4 hours after that if they are under 24 hours old. If they're over 24 hours old, we do vital signs at the beginning of the shift and then 8 hours later. So that's pretty much all we do with the babies. And then we make sure that the babies are eating. Babies who are breastfed feed ad lib, meaning when they're ready to feed, but we don't want them to go more than 3 hours without a feed. And then bottle fed babies are fed every 3 to 4 hours. So that's kind of the rundown of what we do with the babies. I'll give you guys a rundown of what we do with mamas. I'm just going to finish up my documentation for my 2 babies that I've already weighed and done TC Billies on. And then I got a call that my admission is on her way over. I'm getting a vaginal delivery. So her room hopefully is already set up. I just need to go in there and write my name on the board. And one of my videos, somebody asked, about the whiteboard. So if I have time, I'll go over what we write on the whiteboard and why. All right, so real quick, somebody asked me about this whiteboard and what it means. Basically, it's a communication tool where the patient knows who their nurse is, their tech, who's the charge nurse on duty, the manager, their doctor, baby's doctor, whatever information we need to communicate. They can write feeds up here. If they have questions for the healthcare team, the patient can write them here. When your nurse comes in, they can address it. Discharge planning, goals. This hospital is big on communication and patient satisfaction. So helping your patient set goals is important. We write them here. Rounding. Do you need to go to the bathroom? How's your pain? Do you need anything? Are you comfortable? So those things are here just as a reminder. And then pain management. We typically in here write your medications, when you last had it, and when the next one is due. And so that is what this communication board is for. Most hospitals have them. They look different at each facility, but that's what it's for. So it's about 5:20, and I told you I would come back to let you guys know what we do with the moms here at this hospital. All right, so as I got into editing this video, I noticed the more I talked, the more tired I looked. I was chewing gum, just not great to be talking and all that on camera. So I have decided to voice over this part. All right, so again, it was about 5:20 in the morning. I was just about done with my shift, and this part of the video, I really just wanted to talk about some of the things that this hospital does in terms of nursing care for postpartum moms. So first thing is for their vaginal deliveries, for when we admit them, we do a series of frequent assessments on them, which means 2 30-minute assessments and then 2 1-hour assessments. So whenever you get an admission here, you are spending a great deal of time in your patient's room. For a C-section admission, you have to do 2 30-minute checks and 3 1-hour checks. So when I say 30-minute and 1-hour checks, I mean full vital signs, assessment of the patient, fundal checks, assessment of their bleeding, and just making sure they're not in any pain and just trying to see whatever needs they have. So you're a one-man show here, or one-woman show for the most part. You're doing all of these cares by yourself. You don't have a technician that's helping you with any of the vitals or anything. So it's very time-consuming when you get an admission. That's the admissions. With your patients who are just there for care they've already delivered and they're over the 24-hour mark, we do an assessment at midnight, full vitals, belly checks, bleeding, all that stuff. Always assessing patients' pain throughout their stay at the hospital. And that's pretty much it. And so the patient load here at this hospital, I think I talked about this in another video. Most of the time you are working one nurse to 3 to 4 couplets. On rare occasions, we did go up to 5 couplets. So very, very busy here. And for me, when I first started, it was difficult to kind of get my rhythm. But as I continued to work here, I kind of got a flow. So it wasn't as tasky as it was in the beginning. I think I'm going to stop the voiceover here, and then you'll see me jump on the camera just to talk about some of the things that we just talked about. This was supposed to be my easy peasy, COVID is out in the atmosphere, let me chill and be close to home contract. But it became such a stressful thing. Like, y'all, I had no idea that this experience was going to be so stressful. So yesterday I posted on my Facebook, I'm gonna try to insert it right here. I posted this on my Facebook yesterday where I said this contract, another one is done, and this has been bittersweet. And a lot of people who know me or who follow me on my Instagram, because I've been very expressive about wanting this contract to be over, okay? Not for reasons that you would think, because there's so many myths associated with travel nursing. And I'm gonna do a video about the myths about travel nursing. But today I just want to talk about just some celebrates and creates for this experience. Celebrate the things that I accomplished during this experience, and just talk about, if I had to create the same experience again, what would I do differently, okay? So, you guys saw my last shift, I talked about some postpartum things, because in some feedback that I got from you guys, you're amazing. Wait, pause. My channel is finally at 500. Woo! So, y'all, I've been growing this channel slowly at a snail's pace, largely because I'm not always consistent about posting on my platform, which I'm going to change that, but we're not going to talk about that either. But I want to celebrate 500 plus subscribers here on YouTube. That makes my heart smile. That makes me proud to know that you guys follow this page because you want to hear more about, I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong. And matter of fact, in the comments, let me know why you follow me here. Some of the feedback I've gotten is it's because there's not a lot of channels that talk about postpartum nursing, which you guys know I'm a labor and delivery nurse as well as a postpartum nurse, but I've been on this postpartum assignment for the last 6 months, so I've been talking about it a lot, right? So I've been told that there's not a lot of channels out there who talk about postpartum nursing, not a lot of women of color, Black women, who talk about being a postpartum and labor and delivery nurse, and you guys just vibe with me. And for that, I thank you. So I will be doing a giveaway on this channel. I haven't decided what I want to do yet, but stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a giveaway to celebrate you amazing subbies out there, okay? So let's get back to what we're supposed to talk about. What do I want to celebrate about this? Oh, before, I keep jumping ahead of myself. You guys saw some of the postpartum flow on the unit that I was on. So hopefully, if you're interested in becoming a postpartum nurse, you got a bird's eye view, minus actually seeing the patient care part. But I really talked through what we do as postpartum nurses and how that particular unit flows. Keep in mind, every single unit has different policies and procedures in the way that they do things. So that was just a representation of one hospital. So you could just get just a little snapshot and a bird's eye view again of what postpartum nurses do. So I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions about anything you saw, anything that I talked about in this video, in the beginning of this video, please let me know so we can talk about it, okay? Celebrates and creates. Celebrate, I want to celebrate that I actually finished this contract. The reason I want to celebrate it is because so many times I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit every other shift. So this hospital, let me say first, the good things. The staff at the hospital, amazing. I never ever felt like I was a traveler. I don't feel like I got heavier assignments because I was a traveler. Leadership was very helpful and supportive, especially on night shift. If I ever needed anything, needed help with anything, I could go to my charge nurse and she would come in and pinch hit and support me in any way. It was 2 main charge nurses. They would come in and support me in any way. So staff was great. The hospital had an abundance of resources in terms of like supplies, snacks, and food for the patients. I definitely have worked in environments where we don't have snacks. We're sharing 1 or 2 thermometers throughout the whole unit. Like every room had its own thermometer, an abundance of supplies for moms and babies. So for that, like, it was great to be in that kind of environment. The patient population here was a little bit bougie, mostly middle to upper class people who live in the county where I was, and so they were used to being treated in a certain way. The hospital was very big on patient care experiences, which is great because I am too. I'm really big on giving a positive patient care experience. So because the patients were a little bad and bougie, you really had to be on your A game. Like, you had, there is no coming to work with a bad attitude. There are no no's there. You just got to make it work. Whatever the patients need, you got to support them in their desires as long as it's safe for the environment. Expectation is that you give them what they want. And so that was a little bit different. And I know that sounds odd because I'm not saying that I give my patients a lot of no's, but I guess what I'm saying is I'm not used to working with patients who are that demanding. I'm normally used to working with different populations. So it was an eye-opening experience that people who have money, they really expect for you to treat them like they have money. And it's like, I treat all my patients like VIPs, but these were the VIPs of VIP. It was mentally draining sometimes to have to be on 100% of the time. Like, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit mentally taxing. Like, you know how, of course, you're gonna treat your patients with kindness, care, and respect and all that, but sometimes you feel like you can, you know, relax a little bit. I don't always feel like I had that opportunity there. And I think especially with me being a Black nurse, they had probably only, I don't know, two other Black nurses on the unit, and it's a really big unit. And so it's a fact that when you're working with people who don't look like you, sometimes you get the, oh, you're my nurse kind of look. And that's just a reality for us. I don't know if anyone else deals with that, but I know it's something that we deal with a lot. It's something you just got to push through because I'm an amazing nurse. I'm here to help you and here to take care of you and your baby, and I'm going to give you the best experience out. That is why I want to celebrate the fact that I completed this assignment, because that, coupled with the fact that these nurses work so hard there, like, this is the hardest I have ever worked in my entire 12 years as a nurse. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Like, there's so many things that the nurse has to do. Like, there wasn't a lot, or there wasn't really any support staff. Having to do all of your vitals, all of your diagnostic testing on your babies, all your blood draws and all those things on your baby. That's a lot. I've not dealt with that before. And I talked about this in another video. I really never dealt with that before. Like, it is nice to have support staff to be able to do things like take vitals. When you're getting an admission and you have to take vitals on that patient for the first 4 hours of them being admitted, and you have 2 or 3 other rooms, you're being pulled in a lot of different directions. And so I was just overwhelmed. Like, man, this is a lot. I'm no stranger to hard work, but I don't have a desire to work that hard. I really don't. I'm just going to be honest. At this point in my career, I don't have a desire to work myself to the ground as a nurse. I don't. I need resources. I need supports. I need help. Help me. Help me. I'm not a needy nurse, but yeah, help me. Bring in some more people. I can't. It's too much. A lot of times when I got off of work, I'm in my Insta stories like, I can't wait until this is time and it's over. And so that's why when I posted that post yesterday saying it was bittersweet, people were like, whatever, you don't care about it. You were ready to go. I was ready to go, but it's still bittersweet because being in an environment for 6 months is a long time, especially as a traveler. As a travel nurse, oftentimes I believe we go into an assignment like, okay, this is a 3-month assignment. I'm in, I'm out. Bit, bam, boom. Not a problem. I didn't intend on staying here for 6 months, but I chose to do that again because of the climate that we're in with COVID and the fact that I was close to home and newly cultivating a relationship. I was like, okay, I'ma just thug it out. But it became a challenge as I got into the second portion of this, because the first leg of it was from May to August, June, July, yeah, May to August. And to be honest, that wasn't too bad. That kind of flew by. August to November was like every day I was going to work with a ball and chain around my ankle, like I was dragging myself in there. The seasons changed. It wasn't warm outside anymore. I suffer with seasonal affective disorder, so as the season changed from summer to fall, my mood started going up and down, and it just became unpleasant, and I regretted extending my contract. And so in the future, well, in the past, I've said I'm not going to extend anymore unless I really, really, really love the assignment. And I went against what I said. In the future, thinking about extending an assignment, I don't know. I don't know if I'll do it. Like, I really got to look at the situation when it comes, because you can, as a travel nurse, you can be in an optimal situation where the money is great, the experience is great, and that's like a great marriage as a travel nurse. But yeah, I regret. In this situation, I regret extending because it just became so overwhelming for me. My commute was an hour each way. That became a lot. I was working night shifts. So if you work nights, you know that getting sleep is important. I wasn't resting well. And because of the hospital being an hour away from me, I would have to get up at like 4:30 to start getting ready for work, because I'm slow when it comes to getting ready for work. So I need an hour to get ready no matter where I'm going. So I would get up at 4:30 so that I can leave by 5:30 and to be on time for work. The last couple weeks, I was late so much. They never said anything, but I was late. I was like 2 or 3 minutes late punching in for the last couple weeks. And that's when I knew you're getting burnt out, because showing up for work late or not having a regard for being to work on time is one of the signs of being burnt out in a situation. I was getting burnt out from that commute. Trying to get home in the morning, oh my God. You don't know how many times I had to stop on the side of the road on like where the rest stop is to take a nap, to make it the rest of the way. Like, it was brutal. So this last couple months, it just has been a challenge. So that's why I celebrate completing it. My recruiter reached out to me like, hey, are you interested in extending again? I was like, absolutely not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not interested in extending. Y'all, yesterday when I left, I shed a little tear. I did, because it became my normal to go to this hospital, even though all those things that I just told you guys that was stressful. I was like, dang, this really is over. And sometimes you know, when you are leaving a situation, even if it has not been the most optimal situation, it is still like, it's still like severing ties with something. And so I was like, dang on, like I really don't have to worry about coming here ever again, which is on one shoulder I'm like, yes God, and on the other one I'm like, dang, okay, this was my life for the last 6 months. So it's just one of those weird things where I was like, am I really crying about this? That's crazy. I was anticipating this thing being over. Like, what am I crying for? And not sad tears, just, you know how you're filled up with emotion about something. It's like, why am I crying? Who's cutting onions? I don't know. That was it. I finished another one. I feel great about that. I said that I was not going to be doing any other assignments this year, but an amazing opportunity came my way. I'm blessed to have been considered for this opportunity. It's something I've never done before, and I'm going back to California, and so I will talk with you guys about that on another video. Oh, maybe once I get to California, I will talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. Right now I have signed the contract. I'm waiting on my background check and my drug screen, but those are the last two things that I'm waiting for. All of my other onboarding and credentialing I have already done. So I'm excited about a new chapter, and I'm not excited that I'm going to be gone for some of the holiday season, but this opportunity was too great for me to pass it up based on just the fact that I want to stay home for the holidays. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm proud of myself. Like, guys, when you achieve amazing things, pat yourself on the back, because oftentimes I feel like we are so hard on ourselves about being high achievers. You gotta tell yourself, great job. You have to tell yourself, great job. And you just gotta be proud of the work that you're doing. And I am. I'm proud of the work that I did over the last 6 months. Proud that I was able to impact some amazing families, although they were bad and bougie. I was able to, you know, be at the beginning of life for these new parents. And so for me, that's what it's all about. Being a great nurse, providing a great patient care experience while growing myself and making that money, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for my giveaway. I'm excited about that. Come back for my next video. I promise you guys, I'm not going to make y'all wait another 3 weeks for a video from the Know It All Nurse channel. Alrighty, you guys be blessed, and I will see you later. Peace out.